folks, Scott here at Tesla Beach Fishing. Today we're down here at Seaside doing some surf perch fishing. It is June. It's going to be a hot one today at Portland, so we escape the heat. I'm using a 15-foot rod today. I don't know if you can see how long this rod is. It's a very long rod. You don't need a long rod for surf perch, but I want to get out further to use this underwater camera. It's called a can fish cam, and super simple to use. It just hooks onto your main line. I had the leader off of that, and you just turn the camera off and on. Super simple. So stay tuned. Let's see if we can catch some fish and see what's underwater. So oftentimes when you're surf fishing, you'll pick up a crab and you'll feel like you're pulling in a rock or something, because they just hang on to it and you drag them in. Sometimes you pull up a male that's a keeper. This one's a female because her apron is wide. If the apron was straight up and down, it would be a male. But this one, if it was a male and a keeper, it'd have to measure from these horns. There's a horn here and a horn here. It has to be 5 3/4 from horn to horn. This one's too small anyway, but she's gonna go back. So I felt a tug. See if I have a fish on. It's hard to feel a fish with the camera on, so I'm kind of guessing at this point. I don't think it was the breakers. I think I feel a fish kicking, but I can't really tell. It feels heavier, that's for sure. Hopefully I get some underwater footage of whatever that is. It could be a crab, but it doesn't feel like a crab. No, it's fish. We got a fish. It's a big one. This is a big one. So my fishing rod is too big to... Woo! Not bad. That's a slab.
Good shit.
Yeah. We got the camera on it. I told Tess I wasn't going to keep fish today, but this one's too big to pass up. Alright, so we just pulled this slab out of the water. I was using the underwater camera, so let's see some footage. Hopefully we get to capture some strikes of this fish taking the actual rig. So this is one of the larger red-tailed surf perch out here. Usually they're like half the size. So that last slab, I caught it while the rod was in the rod holder. 15-foot rod, and I had the underwater camera on, so I'm hoping I get some good footage of that fish underwater. Get some footage of the strike, specifically. I like to see how the fish actually take the hook. And this 15-foot rod, it was kind of bended like this, but when I was holding the rod, I couldn't tell, because I have a 2-ounce weight plus the camera on. So even though that fish was big, it was the gear I have was about the same weight. So It would have been more fun without all the rigging and all the gear on, but I wanted to get footage of the strike from the surf perch. Okay, I'm going to put the camera back on. I'm just going to unclip this, take off my leader, clip on the camera, and then put the leader on this clip. And then clip everything tight, like that. And I lost some bait. Right here is called a Pucci rig, P-U-C-C-I. It's really for panfish. You can use it for surf perch. And this is store-bought right out of the Fisherman's Marine or someplace. Usually any fishing tackle store will sell it. I'll put the information in the description in the comments. The way I like to rig this is a Berkeley gulp worm. I like to get the hook, get it around the shank of the hook, and then just push it up. So it looks just like that. The hook is down here, the tail goes straight out. That's the way I like it. You don't have to do it that way, but I don't like to have the tail curled around. This is the Berkeley gulp bait again. Right here, I'm just going to turn it on. One thing I want to also add is I'm using this PVC rod holder. I just stick it into the sand. I like it because I can see where I am when I walk out into the surf, and in relation to where I put this rod holder, it's easy to get kind of confused and wander up and down the coast when you're in the water. And so I like to kind of keep my bearings with that, and it's also very convenient if I'm going to re-rig like I am now. So I'm just going to turn this camera on. Now it's on. All right, I'm going to go out and do a cast. I'm using this 15-foot rod. It's very heavy. It's more for salmon. The only reason I'm using it is because I'm casting a camera and some weight. And I can cast farther with a longer rod than if I'm just using a steelhead rod. But again, you don't need anything super fancy. You know, a trout rig will do when the tide's coming in. Right now we're at the tide change. The tide's starting to go out. It's just after slack tide. By the way, lots of people down here at Seaside. And great place to be, bring your family. There's some surfers out here. I'm gonna walk out a little farther. It's actually very shallow for a long way out. I can see the sandbar. I'm using polarized glasses, and I can see the sandbar out here, and then the waves breaking over it. I'm not gonna be able to get it out that far, but that's okay. Most of the fish I'm catching today are on this side of the sandbar. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go down with my left hand and up with the right hand when you cast one of these long rods. Not a bad cast. It's still in shallow water though. And I'm just gonna back up. Okay, here's a hit. Come on. I think he's swimming toward me. There he is. Little guy. Oh, double header. Double header. And one came off. Little. Okay, go see your brother. Got my bait back. Try it again. Hey folks, this was an end to a wonderful day at Seaside, Oregon. Here's some photos of fish taking the bait. If this is helpful for you, please give us a like and subscribe. See you on the water.